More information regarding Battlefield 5's new Battle Royale mode has been released, and I'm going to go through it in this video, showing you what we can expect to see with the new game mode that will be known as Firestorm. Now, of course, we already know that the Battlefield 5 Battle Royale mode is going to have a unique focus on iconic Battlefield squad play and vehicular combat. Also, part of this new reveal, of course, links into the whole pre-order thing that DICE and EA have going on. What you make of that is up to you. However, I will just say that the pre-order offer includes the special Firestorm Ranger set, inspired by but not limited to the mode. Not exactly sure what it all is, but there you go. You pre-order, you get something extra for the new Firestorm mode. Now, the mode is actually being developed by Criterion Games, and they're in a partnership with DICE. If you don't know who they are, then the sort of games they've worked on in the past don't exactly link into the FPS genre. They've done all the Burnout games, they did a couple of Need for Speeds, and then were linked in with DICE on Star Wars Battlefront 2. This does not fill me with a whole load of hope for an FPS game that will maybe be competitive in a similar way to PUBG, but of course with that Frostbite polish to it. That's what I was hoping for, really. Almost like a really good PUBG game, a really good Battlegrounds that would have 120 FPS, awesome graphics, destruction, this, that and the other. But it's not going to be that by the looks of things. It's probably going to be something far more similar to a Battlefront 2 in terms of the sort of gameplay you expect if their previous work is anything to go by. That being said, we don't know what they're going to come up with at this point. They are a fairly large studio and more than capable of producing a polished game, and you could expect this one to be quite good, as it is coming after the release of the game and therefore they have more time to work on it. So what is Firestorm? According to this new article, Firestorm elevates Battle Royale by bringing in the best of what Battlefield is known for. You have a mix of a shrinking playing field with the trademark Battlefield elements, such as the team play, the powerful vehicles, the destruction, and then of course you get the whole Battle Royale mode into that as well, so last man standing. Here's a quick list of the details that have been released. You get to wage war in a ring of fire that slowly shrinks the battlefield. Do not get trapped. I assume this is going to be very similar to the gas or the storm in PUBG and Fortnite respectively. It's something that's going to be pushing players together as the game goes on. Now, here's the interesting thing. You have to fight to be the last infantry squad standing within a 64-player, 16-squad mode. This is a little weird because I was expecting to be able to play as a solo player as well. That's quite often what people enjoy to do in these Battle Royale modes, and as Battlefield is often played by solo players, it might be fairly difficult to be chucked into a random squad of 4. However, it's the same in PUBG, it does work. It would be nice to see a single variant of it though, so you can play just on your own, a solo variant. The game-changing addition of the Battlefield vehicles lets you wipe out unsuspecting squads with a tank or drive to survive with transport vehicles. This is what got me worried with the trailer. Tanks in a Battle Royale mode. Just think about this for a second. Imagine you've got PUBG, you're playing on a Wrangle, that's the large grass map, and there are a couple of tanks littered around the map. In my opinion, whoever got the tank would probably win the game. But that being said, you might be able to take them out very easily. Maybe they've got limited ammo and they're very slow. I don't really know, but from my experience, if you've got a vehicle in a game of Battlefield and somebody is very careful at keeping that vehicle alive in camps, which is what you tend to do in a Battle Royale mode, because obviously you die, you're out, the vehicles tend to win, so we'll have to see how that one plays out. There is that big emphasis on working together and team play. Now, there are objectives within the Firestorm mode. If you secure the objective, you get better and more rare gear. That's an interesting take on the Battle Royale mode, especially when it comes to looting. You might be able to guarantee yourself some higher tier stuff if you secure one of those objectives. The map is the biggest Battlefield map to date, so that's something to go by, something to have a look at. Think of some of the really big maps that we've played on. Probably Silk Road is one of the biggest I can remember from Battlefield 4. A very large map. Hopefully this thing is going to be maybe 4 times the size. If you're thinking of the PUBG sort of size of maps, they're going to really have to build on what they've done in the past. Of course, you get the destruction, you get to transform the map. With 64 players, maybe you don't need a map that big, but we'll have to wait and see. I think the larger the better with some of the Battlefield maps. You really do want to be seeing some of those really long-range engagements because the game does it quite well. Now a bit more on those objectives. There'll be several types of objectives in a Firestorm match, and they'll operate in a similar way to those found in Conquest. Some will be found in fixed locations, and some at random locations with varying types of supplies, weapons, and vehicles. You have to work with your squad to play the objectives and unlock the most valuable gear to increase your chances at being the last one standing. An interesting take on the Battle Royale mode, and I think that could work quite well. Think about PUBG again as an example, or maybe Fortnite. The better looting spots tend to act as a magnet for players anyway, so why not turn that into an objective, and then you cap the objective in this sort of minigame? It might work quite well alongside the overall Battle Royale mode. A little more information on the vehicles was given as well. You are allowed vehicles such as the Panzer tank in the game. You can pick them up, and they will obviously give you an edge. But you won't be invincible, and you need to measure risk versus reward if you challenge other squads to secure the battlefield's most fearsome hardware. Jumping in a transport vehicle will give your squad an edge in speed and power. If you find something with wheels, you can drive it into battle or plot a quick escape. That's pretty much what I expected with the transport vehicles, but again, with the armour, I'm really unsure to how that will work, and we'll have to wait and see. That pre-order bonus as well will give you a couple of things. You will get the tactical loadout that includes the goggles, light battle fatigues, the Mark III Elite Combat Dagger. Stuff you don't really need, but if that's something you're after, then there you go. You get that with the full pre-order Enlister offer. Now, about the release dates, Battlefield 5 has already been pushed back to around the 10th of November, I think. They've got this weird thing going where if you have Origin Access Premier, you get it on the 9th, and then if you have the early Enlister edition or the deluxe edition, you get it on the 15th, which sounds a little weird. If you pay for the premium edition, surely you should get that first, but apparently you don't. You get it 6 days afterwards. Many people will be looking forward to the Firestorm mode in particular, and they don't really want to play the rest of the game, they're just wanting to try out that Battle Royale. A lot of PUBG streamers will probably be looking for that angle on the game. Now, when it's coming out, I don't exactly know. My thoughts would be around Christmas time, maybe over the New Year period. It might be that they drop this as their first major DLC, although they're doing a live service, so it's slightly different with DLCs with Battlefield 5, but maybe they'll drop it in the February. I'm not really too sure. Hopefully, though, it does come around Christmas and keeps the game alive immediately with that instant injection of a new mode, and hopefully it's really fun to play. We'll have to wait and see. No gameplay has been provided yet. Maybe we'll get some in the near future, but to be honest, I think DICE are solely focusing on the main game, while this Battle Royale mode is taking somewhat of a back seat with the different studio as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know your opinions down in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video.